Hello guys, do you have a 2007 to 2011 Toyota Camry with the stock radio inside? Well, you can upgrade this stock radio to a full Android radio. This Android radio will have a lot of the features that you can find on your phone or tablet. Two of the best features, at least to me, are access to Wi-Fi as well as the Google Play Store. I purchased this Android radio on Amazon and I will put a link in the description below. I will go through the unboxing as well as the full installation of this radio. It came with all the manuals, all the accessories that you're gonna need to fully install the system. These are two manuals that are in the box and it shows you how to install. It doesn't give a lot of detail, but I will go through all that, so don't worry. These are all the cables that I'm gonna show you where they go, how to install them. That's a cable for the camera, and this is the camera right here that I'm going to show you how to install. It's not the most attractive camera, but it works. So I'm just gonna put these aside. These are additional wires. Some of the wires are for audio, some are for like additional USB, and those are the Wi-Fi cables and the GPS cable, and this is the main harness. So it's basically plug and play, no confusion. It came with a remote control that nobody really use these days. This is the manual, user guide. You can read it, and this is cool. They also included some pry tools, some plastic pry tools, so that you don't damage anything in your car. And here is the beast, the baby. So this is the radio that I will be installing. So I'm just going to take it out of the plastic right now. Oh, what's that? Oh, is it something important? No, it's garbage. Yes. So I'll be showing you how to install this Android radio in a 2011 Toyota Camry, but it can work in Toyota Camrys from 2007 to 2011. Right now I am installing the cables. You really can't mess this up because each cable can only go into a specific socket. So you just look at them, see what they look like, look at the shapes, and just connect them. Right there I'm attaching the Wi-Fi antenna. It's basically pretty simple. And if you feel a little confused, you can look at the manual. Even though it doesn't give detailed information, you can hand tighten the Wi-Fi connection, and that's the GPS that I will install when I'm in the car. And this is the microphone that I will also install in the car. That's the camera that I will also install in the car. So that's it. So let's get in the car now and get it rolling. Oh, yep, that's also another cable that needs to be connected. You just connect all your cables and you'll be good to go. So now let's go in the car. You first disconnect the negative terminal. You do not want to damage anything. Once you're making adjustment to electronics, you want to disconnect your negative terminal. So if there's any grounds or any spark, you're good. Because we disconnected the negative terminal, we won't be able to put the car in gear without using the key to do so. There's a small hole right there that you'll need to put the car in gear. You remove those two clips from the side there, put them aside. Now you'll want to use a Phillips screwdriver to remove those two screws holding that storage area. So there's one on the right and one on the left. And before you can take out that storage area, you're gonna need to remove the center console right there. So you gotta take off the gear control, and then you take the center piece off. There's one cable that is plugged in that you'll need to detach. And there I go, detaching that plug. There I go, unplugging that plug. Now you can take the storage compartment out and put it aside. Disconnect the plug right there for the auxiliary and the cigarette lighter. Now you'll need the plastic pry tool to remove this air conditioning vent, and you should be gentle because you don't want to break anything. Just take your time to remove this vent. There are two cables that hold it together to connect to the clock, and you need to take it off. There is one cable there that connects to the clock that you'll want to take off. Now there are 4 screws that you need to remove before you'll be able to take the radio out. There are 2 at the top and there are 2 right down here under the bottom. So you're gonna need a 10mm socket to remove these screws, and I'm using a long socket right there for reach. You do not want these nuts. No, these are bolts. You do not want these bolts to fall. So you gotta catch them before they fall. And this is the final one here that I'm going to remove. And once I get that final bolt out, I'll be able to take the radio out. So that's the final bolt right there, and you'll be able to lift the radio right out. And you're gonna disconnect all the plugs at the back. You just squeeze and pull. Just take your time, don't try to break anything, just squeeze and pull. That one was giving me a little trouble, so I got to use my strong hand. Get it out. There you go. Squeeze and pull. There is one more connection on the bottom for the AC control, so you just squeeze and pull. Now it's time to transfer parts from this old radio to the new one. So we first gonna need to take off the AC control. So you're gonna take out these screws from the side to be able to take off the air conditioning control. It's about 4 screws right here. You need to take them off and be organized. Put the screws where you can find them. That happens a lot when you're doing jobs like these. When it's time to put all the parts together, you can't find screws, so be very organized. Put all the screws together. If you have a magnetic pan, that would be great. So after all the screws are out, you take the side off and you'll be able to slide off the air conditioning control unit right there. There are two clips right there that holds it on. Two clips. You're also gonna need to transfer those clips from the old radio to the new radio. There are 4 screws, and this is installation of those clips on the new radio. That's the final one. And after those clips are installed, now you're gonna install the air conditioning control unit back on the radio. So this is the new radio right here, and you install all the screws as well. So after, this is how the radio looks after I installed. This is the first boot. So all you're going to do is reverse all the steps that you take to get the radio out, and you'll be able to put everything back together. So this is the first boot of the Android radio. After all the plugs are connected, and it's ready to go. So this is the first test of the radio. So you'll want to test the radio before you fully installed everything. So at this moment, everything is not back together. I just wanted to test to see if the radio is actually working. So now that the radio is actually working, we can finish the installation. As you can see, just playing around with the radio to see what is what. See if it's, as you can see right there, it's very smooth. It's a good system. The sound quality improved tremendously. You're gonna love the audio. As you can see right there, that's a video that came on the radio. That's some Asian food right there. It looks really good. So this is the system after I make all the connections. So now we're gonna set up the backup camera. There are many ways of setting up the backup camera. You can install an independent switch which will allow you to turn on the backup camera even while driving, but the way I'm gonna set it up, it only turns on when you put the car in reverse. So I'm gonna run the camera along the side of the car right here. I am going to remove the back seat and that side panel on the right of the back seat to be able to run the wire to the back. So you just pull the seat up with a lot of force, just like that. Then you take the seat out, and then you're gonna take out this bolt right here. I think it's a 12mm bolt right there, and then you're gonna push this seat up to get it off the clip. So you're gonna push up like that, and after you push up, the seat will be out. It's very easy. Just don't pull, just push up, and this is the clip that hold it together right there. So now you have the seat out. You can let down the seat, the rest of the seat, with these two pull release. So you pull these two release to get the center seat down. That will give you more space to run your camera wire to the back. And when you're at this stage, you're almost done. So you're gonna need to connect the 12-volt power that I'm doing right here. Whenever you put the car in reverse, it's gonna send a 12-volt to the radio that will activate the camera. So right now I'm just using some tape. You're gonna need a pry tool to remove all these clips to get the back off to be able to install the camera. As you can see in the diagram here, the male power connector is connected to the reverse light. You need to put the positive on the positive side on the reverse light and the negative on the negative side of the reverse light. Whenever you put your car in reverse, it sends a 12-volt signal to your camera, which sends a 12-volt signal to your car radio, and it's telling the car radio to turn on and go in backup mode, and in that mode it will show you whatever the camera is displaying. Those two wires right there are the wires for the backup light. Those are the wires you're going to connect the camera to. So you're going to try and find the negative side and the positive side. If you connect the two wires and it's not working, you just need to switch them around. 99% of the time it will work unless something is wrong with the camera. You will need to remove the Toyota logo from the trunk. So there are 5 screws that you will need to remove in order to remove the logo, and run the backup camera wires through the back and find a way to install it below the Toyota logo. I am a do-it-yourselfer. I always try to find new ways to do things. So if you like this video, just like, subscribe, and turn on the notification icon to get all the videos that I will be uploading. Thank you.